The new year.
Good. Feeling great. How we feeling? You know, football all day.
First day back, let's go.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Likewise. Good to see you guys.
Definitely getting ready for this fun-filled year.
Feeling great. Year 3, baby. Let's go.
Back at camp. 2024.
Best time of the year, baby. Classes in session. Good. Amazing, baby. Let's get it.
I feel good. This is my love. I love my life. So great to be back.
It's good to be back.
All right, guys.
Feeling great,
We're feeling awesome today. Amazing. Feeling great. Blessed to have another day. Thank you, God.
Year number 10. That's a lot of years.
You know it's going to go fast, so make sure you buckle up.
Man, this is really what it's all about. The time is now. The time is now. Training camp is upon us, man. The fellas look real good showing up. Things of that nature. We got 2 guys that already cracked the top 100 list. You know what I mean? Within the first, 20 selections named last night. And, we just in high spirits, man. We just in high spirits back in Lehigh Valley. You know what I mean? We ain't been there in a very, very long time. And the Philadelphia Eagles are ready to kick this season off in a fashion, man, in a fashion that says our time is now. You get that underdog feel when you coming into the season, because a lot of people are thinking that we just stacked for no reason. A lot of people are thinking that we not coming out here to play ball. A lot of people are thinking that what we have built is something that's not going to last. But, I think we got something to say about that in terms of Philadelphia Eagles go, in terms of, the success of the team, things of that nature, what we've built. We got something to say about that. We can't listen to the naysayers because the time is now. And, you got players coming out having their interviews right now before camp start. The interview with the Athletics. Saquon Barkley was talking really, really high about Jalen Hurts. He was real giddy, man. He was almost getting excited in terms of, describing the work ethic of a one Jalen Hurts.
So many hopes for what Jalen can do. So far, what's been your takeaway from being around him, learning from him, talking to him all the time? What is he like?
Yeah, I think, a lot of people have this view of him, and I think they're wrong. He's a great leader. He works his ass off. And right there, and those 2 things to me, are the most important thing.
What makes a good leader?
A good leader just it's not just vocal, right? Because everybody leads in different ways. But him, it's you're Jalen. It's the truth. There's guys in the locker room, in every team. You go in the locker room, you go to Kansas City, it's Patrick, it's Travis. You go to Philly, it's AJ, it's Jalen, it's me. God's gonna look to you and see, okay, how did this person work? And when you look and you see, the work matches the talent, it's just nothing but respect. So that's how I think leadership. And then he's great. He's probably one of the best vocal leaders I ever met in my life. He got all these sayings. He know how to talk. He could talk. I'm not saying he can't do that, but more of the way that he approaches the game, his mentality. When we in the huddle, even the OTAs, when you see that, or even one thing, he's a competitor. I know he could squat, and I could squat. Me and him, it's we're competing. We're going at it. We're it's not it's unspoken, but it's okay. What we doing today? All right. And then some days we push each other. There might be a day where we're hex bar deadlifting, and my knee might be a little sore, my back might be a little tight, and I might not want to go out there and push it to the limit. And I see Jalen out there grinding. He's pushing it. So I'm I'm not gonna fall behind, and vice versa. We push each other. And when you have a guy like that, and
you know what I mean. And, that's what it's all about, man. Guys at that level pushing each other. That's the biggest thing I took away from, Saquon saying what he had to say about Jalen. You know what I mean? Guys at that level pushing each other. And, as far as Saquon and Smitty go, 2 guys that are, in the top 100. Obviously, there's going to be many more Philadelphia Eagles players in the top 100. But, some people want to say 90 is too low for Smitty. What was it, 86 for Saquon? A lot of people want to say those numbers are kind of low for those players of that caliber. But, it's hard to, be in a top 100 list. It's hard to be one of the top 100 players in the National Football League. So I think we got to take those things with a grain of salt. And I think those are things that we got to be excited about as Philadelphia Eagles fans. You know what I mean? You know Lane is going to crack it. You know AJ is going to crack it. Mike Lotta might crack it. Landon Dickerson might crack it. It's a lot of guys that might crack this list. Kelsey will probably be disqualified because he retired, but Kelsey would have cracked the list as well. So, you know what I mean? I'm not mad about when nobody lands on the list, man. The list is just a list. What's important about the top 100 list is that this is the chance for your peers to acknowledge you. This is the chance for your peers to say, you know what I mean, you are who you are in their eyes and things of that nature. So it's not really about the fans and how the fans feel about the list. This is about the peers and, you know, how this thing shakes down for the peers and things of that nature, man. But it's here. Training camp is here. You have Philadelphia Eagles players. You have guys that could be on the bubble. You know what I mean? You have guys that might not make the roster. So this chart is a depiction of, you know, Elliot ESP's, you know, mind. I just like the chart. You know what I mean? I'm not really a huge fan of ESP and some of the things that he might have to say about some of the players. But, you know, I like the chart. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think the chart is kind of accurate and kind of similar to, you know what I mean, what I would think would be guys on the bubble and guys that are surefire guys to make the roster. So let's talk about some positions. Let's talk about some guys that should make the roster. Let's talk about some guys that are absolutely going to be on the bubble and possibly not making the roster. So let's go on the offensive side of the ball first. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not really opposed to this, man. I agree a lot with the offensive side of the ball. Quarterback looked good. Greer's definitely a long shot. Milton, Lou, Davis, Pierce, long shots. I was kind of surprised to see Covey is on a bubble. And, you know, Wilson on a bubble. Ross on a bubble. You know what I'm saying? But it could happen. I don't think Covey's better than Ross. You know what I'm saying? Wilson, we just drafted him. But the weak spot is tight end for me. Look at that, man. You only got one guy that's a surefire lock to make the roster right there. A lot of guys on the bubble. Guard, center, Juergens, Dickinson, Steen, Hennessy, them guys are locks. Hennessy being a lock, I like that for Hennessy. You got some guys on the bubble there. Offensive tackle, Lane, Mailata, F. Johnson, Mekhi Becton, locks. I like that, man. And, you know, some long shots there. But tight end is concerning, man. Calcaterra on the bubble. Albert O on the bubble. Uzma on a bubble. You know what I mean? This is why I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles should have definitely drafted a tight end, because the depth behind Dallas Goedert is low-key alarming, man. But moving to the defensive side of the ball, man, defensive tackle, you got Carter, Davis, and Milton Williams. Those don't only locks. Ajomo, I think Ajomo might be a lock. I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Booker, I like it. Defensive end. I thought Hall was a D tackle, but they got Hall as a long shot here. Huff, Sweat, Smith, Graham, Hunt, them dudes are locks. You know what I'm saying? Linebacker, Dean on a bubble. But this is you know what I mean, what Elliott Shore Parks thinks. You know what I'm saying? I personally got Dean on the bubble. I ain't gonna hold you. Slay, Mitchell, Ringo, Isaiah Rodgers is a lock already, man. That's dope. Eli Ricks on the bubble, we knew that. Job Longshot, we knew that. DeJean is the only lock at nickel. Make that make sense. But I like Hall and I like Maddox if he healthy. But I think the Philadelphia Eagles gonna part ways with Maddox. McPherson and Goodrich, them guys are on the bubble as well. Gardner Johnson lock, Reed Blankenship lock, Sidney Brown lock. Some interesting news came out about Sidney Brown today is that he's going to start this season. Well, yesterday or 2 days ago, he's going to start the season on the PUP list. Also, Cooper DeJean, you know what I'm saying, is going to miss 3 weeks due to a hamstring situation. So, you know what I mean? We got some young studs that's going to miss some time to some unfortunate, injuries right now. Those are valuable minutes for a guy like Cooper DeJean, who by this list, you know what I mean, a lot of people are projecting him to come out of this thing as the starting nickel. So speedy recovery to Cooper DeJean. They're saying it's a situation to where it's not a lingering injury or an old injury, but you know what I mean, it still is what it is, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. We gonna get them camp videos this week.